Did Michael Oliver do a great job refereeing Manchester City versus Arsenal? I'll leave you lot to draw your own conclusions. Of course he did it. Now, Arsenal fans, is it a point gained or is it 2 points dropped? Depending on where you sit on the fence, people. Let me know your thoughts. Whatever you believe is neither here nor there. I do want to touch on some things we saw in the recent 4-goal thriller. Manchester City 2, Arsenal 2, in case you don't know. So let's get straight into it, folks. Manchester City are a fantastic side in all phases of play, much less build-up play. We knew going into this game it was going to be a tactical kind of matchup. You would see at times Timber would invert in behind Gundogan, and either Declan Rice or Partey would offer a passing option when progressing out the back. Once again, City are such a great side. We had Rice stepping onto Rodri, Bernardo Silva and Gundogan kind of had hybrid roles, in my opinion, midfield kind of roamers. They were obviously playing central midfield, but at times, you know, one would be on the left and occupy on the right hand side and vice versa. And in particular, Bernardo Silva, that's obviously designed to create gaps. As you know, both teams invert at least one of the fullbacks or you know, alternate between the two. So there was a lot of positional rotations designed at creating gaps and making Arsenal's team, which is quite compact and solid defensively, disjointed. People, they tried to create what I would call a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario, where Bernardo Silva at times would sit, you know, would swap apologies with Salvinho. They wanted Partey, Rice or Trossard to think to themselves, do we sit and concede possession or do we press? Again, designed at creating gaps, people, to, you know, in that regard, and give them space or things of that ilk. And then when you look at what I'm talking about, it was actually Bernardo Silva doing that on the right hand side, which led to Gundogan's chance in the 7th minute, I believe, which he fired just wide. Perhaps that was a sign of things to come. I want you to watch Bernardo Silva's movement. It all came from a free kick, their first goal, which was 56 seconds after what we just spoke about with Gundogan. Now, obviously, Rodri has taken the free kick, so naturally Declan Rice is on Gundogan. Gundogan's been followed by Rice. He's gone back to Rodri, Kai Havertz, Trossard have began to press. Now, if you look at Bernardo Silva, he's such a fantastic player, not like when he's talking off the field, but he's getting into the half spaces. And it's that movement that has confused someone like Thomas Partey. It's gone to Kyle Walker. It's a lovely touch by Salvinho to send Calafiori down a river. Simultaneously, Bernardo Silva has occupied the wide option. Partey is actually caught between following Bernardo Silva or holding his space. Now we're on the back foot. Erling Haaland, another one who's a fantastic footballer when he lets his feet do the talking rather than the off-field nonsense, has made a great run. He's got in between the centre-backs. After fantastic play by Salvinho, he's been fed. Raya's starting positioning isn't the best, if I'm honest with you. Haaland's done what Haaland does. He's put the ball in the back of the net. Now, Michael Oliver struggled, and I'm sure City fans have a right to be aggrieved. Obviously, at one point, he's talking to Saka and Kyle Walker. City have been caught cold. The ball has found itself with Martinelli after a quick free kick from Thomas Partey. He set it to Ricardo Calafiori, and at that point, you know, we're back into the game. It's a dream first start for Calafiori as he scored a potential Arsenal goal of the season contender already. This made it 1-1. For Arsenal Football Club, set pieces are the new penalties, and beyond the obvious, at the time, we're in ecstasy. We've come from behind, we've drawn level, we've obviously at that point taken the lead just before half time. We've still got 11 men on the pitch. Set pieces are cash money. It's 2 in 2 weeks now for us. Why I like that goal beyond the obvious reason is because I did feel initially we struggled with Manchester City. There was too much space. We weren't winning our duels. I don't think we had much to scream and shout about going forward, but we put about 11, 12, 13 passes together from left to right between Bukayo Saka and Timber. Saka's earned the corner. He's obviously delivered, and Gabriel, at least one of our Gabriels could score, has made the difference. And at that moment in time, we're in the driving seat before obviously we hit a bump in the road, courtesy of Mr. Oliver. What a great game this was. Somehow, you know, with all the talking points and the handbags and the developing rivalry, somehow become about Michael Oliver. Now, as you can see on screen, on the best of days when you're playing Manchester City, you have no choice but to concede possession. You know, they're a very possession-based side. They're a great side. We'd be here all day talking about the plaudits we could give to Manchester City. You know, again, They dominated proceedings. If you can't win, don't lose. While I'm disappointed for it being another year we haven't won at the Etihad, we didn't lose. And considering that we was down to 10 men for over 45 minutes, plus they added on time in the second half, I'm proud of the courage my boys showed. I guess it's a point gained or 2 points dropped, depending on where you look at it. Both teams took the lead. Both teams, were trailing at one point, and the spoils have been shared. And I think on reflection, I think that's a fair performance. As an Arsenal fan, you are wondering what if we did hold on to that lead. For a City fan, I'm sure 10 men Arsenal, you have our number, you reckon that you probably should have got 3 points. I don't want to keep waffling about the referee, but I think it's a share on the spoils. And the best of days with 11 men, we weren't going to have possession, but again, isolated to what we could control, I think we did that. Our backs were against the wall in the second half, and I think we stood up tall and we've earned respect. And normally City would smash us, pat us on the back, tell us we're so good. Their players hate us, despite the fact that their players have been there, done it, wore the t-shirt several times. My players haven't even won one Premier League trophy, and they peed off. So it's a developing rivalry. Again, Man City are the big bad bullies. Nothing but respect for the players, the fans, and Pep Guardiola. It's a share of the spoils, and we'll do it again at the Emirates. On that note, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.